everyone. This is my first attempt. I'm gonna do some work on my bike. So here's the bike. I'm changing the oil, I'm cleaning the chain, and I'm changing the brake fluid and check the brake pad to see how they're doing. So it's gonna be my first time doing it, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you updated as I go. I have to get the tools prepared and I have to get everything ready before I start. So here it goes. So first thing we need to do is to take the skid plate out. So there's one screw here and one screw here and two at the bottom. So there's 6 screws in total. That's what we're gonna start now. Done. So the bike's been on for 5 minutes. Now I'll unscrew and dump the oil. According to the manual, we have to keep the bike running for 5 minutes before emptying the oil. So I'm gonna do that and I'll get back to you soon. So as you see, it's still dumping. That's been like 3 minutes. I still have to change the filter, and there's the main screw and the back screw is still going. But now, even after I fill the gas, I cannot replace the oil until the bike cools off, because if it's aluminum, so if I screw it back on, the screw might not go back in its right place. And here's something I promise you they don't do for you in the dealership. You know, when they're still working on it, just the bike will require just a little bit of tilt to this side. See, there's a lot more oil that's still coming. Like this for a few minutes. letting the bike drain completely and cool off. I'm gonna clean this because I have to clean after the oil. I'm gonna clean the chain. The chain needs cleaning, so it's a little dirty after the trip. So I got the stuff to clean it, so I'm gonna do that. But first, one thing at a time. And after that, I'm gonna have to refill the brake fluid, dump the old one, and put the new ones on. I had difficulties taking the filter off because it was so tight. Yeah, it was very difficult taking it off. Now I'm gonna wait a few minutes, let it drain before putting the new oil, and the engine has to be cold so I can screw back the screws, obviously, properly. So the AfricaTwin with the filter change takes 4.2 liters of oil according to the manual, and I make it a habit of changing the filter every time I change the oil, not every other time. I think it's a best practice, and I change the oil every 4,000 miles or so. Just again, it's a good practice to keep the engine good, in my opinion. But this time, because of my last trip, it was 5,200 miles, so that's why it's a little late, but I'm doing it anyways. And when I took it to the dealership, they charged me $60 for the oil and the filter, and $240 for labor and so many different taxes and whatnot. So it's ridiculous, and it's something you can do literally in 30 minutes if you do it yourself. As you see now, I put the filter back on, not too tight, but the engine's still too hot, so I have to wait until it cools off before I put on the screws. And now I have to take this cover off. So start with the chain. Now that I'm taking a deep look, it looks terrible. It looks like it needs a lot of work. As you see, it's a disaster. Look at this crap that's coming out of it. So as you see, it's really hot in the garage. I'm sweating. But now I have to dump the old oil so I can get it to recycling. And I cleaned those stuff, and they were filthy. These things were filthy. So I'm stopping in a second with the train. Now I'm cleaning the chain and the parts of the chain. There's so much garbage here. I'm using this. It says extreme danger. Very flammable. The cleaning the chain is done, as you see, and lubricated. Look great. I made a big mess. The bike was very dirty. I'm gonna stop for today. Tomorrow I'm gonna let it dry off, and tomorrow I'm gonna put the covers back on and then move to the brakes. So that's another project for tomorrow. Now the chain is clean. Now I'm gonna start putting the covers back up and the skid plate, and then move to the brakes. Oil change is done, chain cleanup is done. Now to do the brakes, so I'm gonna refill the oil brake to see how it's doing. So I had to close the garage and turn the fan off, so I got so sweaty. It started raining, so I checked the front brake, and the front brake looks almost new. So I'm gonna switch to the rear brake, and I am 100% certain that it needs oil. I want to check the quality of the oil and go from there. I checked the rear brake. The pads are still in a very good shape, so I'm not gonna do anything for it now. So the project is done. Oil has been changed, chain has been cleaned, the brakes has been checked, and now I need to clean up this mess, which is gonna take longer than the whole project by itself. Thank you for watching, and subscribe and like so you can see my next videos.